Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be looking at another versus review between Mainline Wheeljack from Rise of the Beasts and the STUIDO series Wheeljack from also Rise of the Beasts. And these figures, mostly the series ones, are annoyingly controversial because the moment Wheeljack's design got revealed in the film, everyone in the Transformers fandom had an annoying problem with it. Like, they kept getting mad over it for no reason, even though we've seen in the past characters getting redesigned. Because as you can see here, that doesn't really look like your regular Wheeljack. It looks better than Q, who was supposed to be Wheeljack, but yeah. And honestly, and people were kind of mad over that fact because we had gotten STUIDO series Wheeljack, or not series Wheeljack. We gotten the Bumblebee version of Wheeljack in the Bumblebee movie, and that one looked a lot better. But then again, that CGI model was made, for one, it couldn't transform as a model, and B, it was designed kind of in a hurry because the entirety of that Cybertron scene was kind of made last minute. Which is why, again, I've mentioned this in, I'm pretty sure, the Bumblebee, like, Decepticon review, that there are many reused parts between the Cybertron models of Optimus and Soundwave and also Shockwave. But, yeah, so, these figures here. STUIDO series Wheeljack is what's the best way to describe it without getting demonetized? It is a weird thing, and this is why I don't really care for STUIDO series figures all that often. Especially ones that are based off of real-world vehicle modes, because this is meant to be based off of a VW van of the time, with, like, TV Pablo here on the side, which is why everyone calls this guy Pablo, even though he's Wheeljack. Like, and this was the first figure that we saw leaked of this design. We honestly thought this was STUIDO series at first, but nope, Mainline. So yeah. Also, for some reason, there is a port back here that is at an angle. I don't understand why. So I just plug it in up here. So, both of these come with the guns that he didn't have in the film. Because in the film, he had just regular hand cannons. Like, hands that literally turned into cannons. And instead we get what looks to be like a welding gun, kind of. And G1 Bumblebee's blaster. In clear plastic on it. I don't know why. I think you can tab it up here. I don't think you can tab it down here. No. There's no storage anywhere underneath for it. So, yeah. So for vehicle mode comparison, because I did this last time and I'm not in the mood to transform the other Autobots for this, I'll show them in robot mode though. Here they are with Mainline NIGHTBIRd. And yeah, small deluxe car size. Sorry, piece of dust. But yeah, let's get this out of the way. Let's do the transformation of this one first, because, oh boy, it's a not fun process. So, let's try and figure this out. So, I don't really transform this guy this often, so I have to relearn every single time. So, get these untabbed from the arms. Will be for the, like, shin panels. And then then we can move the legs and move these armatures. They'll move back here, covering the back. Fold the legs down. You can fold around the feet, fold out the heels, tab in these. Same thing on the other side. And then rotate them around on the ball joint. So that way they're all facing inwards. And then we can focus on the arms. And hoo boy, this is where it becomes a doozy. The legs are easy, the arms are annoying, in that you have to work around these clear plastic doors, which are on armatures. And if you bring them out like that, bring them out like so. Rotate that around, fold that around. There we go. These should just tab into place, but they don't. And I think we're supposed to bring... There we go. Just untab this part here, fold that up, and then we can either bring this part, and both the door wings fell off, which I'll get to my complaint about those in a second. But with those off, actually we can rotate this around, click it into place, have the straps here like tab in, and then we can bring down the front essentially. And well, here is Wheeljack. Let's get his door wings back on, because they are supposed to be like so. There we go. And here we have Studio Series Wheeljack. And just, I know it's accurate to the movie, but for one, was there no better way to engineer the front of the cab? He turns into a literal rectangle. How do you mess this up? And getting this guy back into vehicle mode also sucks, because for some reason they decided to mold the ball joint part into the back of the shoulder, so you don't get anything like that unless you want to use the weird ratchet joint that's here at the shoulder. I don't know why you would, but it's an option. But yeah, and also the door wings. Like, why are they folded inwards? Where we can see the inside, when in the film, I'm pretty sure it was this side, like Bumblebee's door wings. Like, it's just a figure that, honestly, I would keep on display, and that is quite literally it. But we have to look at the transformation for the other guy real quick. Or the mainline one. This one I kind of like doing, so. One second. Sorry about that. But yeah, first things first, untab all of that. Untab the suspender part, essentially. And then make sure you can get the legs out here. There we go. And then we can do the legs all over again. So just tab all this, rotate these down, bring them down, and then they can move on top of that, just like so. And then these back pieces just fold in. So now for the entirety of the upper half, bring the arms down. You can open the doors, rotate them back, and then you can move the arms out on these like double hinges here. And rotate all this down. Make sure you get these open up, and then just accordion the entirety of the chest in, and then it'll tab together right there. There we go. Bring the arms forward, and then we can slide this entire backpack just down and back. So, and there we have Mainline Wheeljack all done. And honestly, if you're gonna go for a Wheeljack, go for this guy. God, he is such a more fun figure and at least easier to transform. And the door wings actually, you know, look better than the Studio Series version where, like, let me raise this up a little bit. Like, there's no contest to me. Like, this just looks a lot better. It could be bias of me having this for longer, but honestly, the Studio Series doesn't really do it for me unless I keep it in vehicle mode, and even then, I don't care for it. Like, for one, like, this guy has, like, an actual Autobot symbol painted on, when this guy has it, oh yes, has it molded, but it's not painted, and not painted in, like, the silver it was in the movie, because I feel like a lot of the Studio Series guys need a lot more paint. But yeah, let's get some comparisons out of the way. Again, I'll have all of these linked in the description below. And also, like, comment, subscribe, all those fun doodads, share with your friends, and let's continue. So, here they are with Mirage. So, that's not looking bad. Like, Mirage works with the Studio Series one, but this is honestly the better figure, I say, in terms of play. And we'll get to that when we get to articulation. So, here is a Bumblebee. Just getting him. There we go. Here's Bumblebee. Here is... There we go. Here's Noah. Here's NIGHTBIRd. And here is, come on, ARCEE. So yeah, and ARCEE Wheeljack go pretty well together, considering they're, I mean, they shared like one scene or like two scenes together, maybe. Like just like one action scene on the road where he was in van mode and then ARCEE was just like riding alongside him. But yeah, so again, both kind of work in my opinion. I like this guy more because of just the colors and also the fact that he honestly has better articulation. But we'll get into that now, actually. So let's do Studio Series Wheeljack first. So, start off with ball joint at the head, like side to side, look down, full rotation. Also, a nicely painted face, but like, I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't do a battle mask version, because briefly in the film you could see the classic Wheeljack ear fins on him, and like a regular like battle mask. I wish we got that for this version instead of the standard glasses, if that makes any sense. There is a there is a DNA kit that comes with the alternate head, but then again, I think that was like a pre-order bonus, annoyingly. But yeah, and the shoulders, again, for some reason are, well, not ratcheted, but like they just thump into place, so you don't really get any. You get like 1, 2, and 3, and that doesn't look right. There would be a full 360 at the arms if they didn't bump into the door wings. Speaking of which, they're on a mushroom peg and a hinge here, and that's okay. Arms have a bicep and over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. There is a waist rotation. There is a ball joint at the hips where you can get out that far, forward and back, or back and forward. Thigh rotation, another thigh rotation because of the ball joint. 90 degrees of bend at the knee, that is basically useless because you don't get anything forward. And there is an ankle pivot and ankle forward movement. So He had a pretty decent pivot, actually, which is the only really good thing I can say about this figure. And the, ankle, or not ankle, like the back of the foot can, move down if you need it to. But otherwise, it's a okay display figure for completing a group shot. Not so for honestly messing with. Like, I have seen no one talk about this being their favorite figure. But, like, and here's his gun. Put it into his hand. It is blast effect compatible. I feel like this is just a gun from a different CAD model that they had, and they're like, oh wait, we forgot to give this guy a gun, so just give him this one for some reason, even though it makes no sense. And you can store it on the back, the same spot where it was on the vehicle mode is still available here. So if you want to do that, then boom. So yeah, let's get this off the side, go through this guy's articulation, then the final thoughts. So for his articulation, he has a ball joint at the head, and taking off the glasses was a bit of a thing that you can do, because I don't know if it's a QC thing or just my copy, but I've seen it happen on other people's. Speaking of which, his head, pretty much the same, just that, the glasses are actually like plastic and can be, as I said, taken off, which leaves him with a hole in his head, but come on, go back in. There we go. So yeah, ball joint to head, side to side, full rotation. Shoulders have a butterfly joint, which is really nice. Shoulders are on a ball joint, so they can go outwards normally and can do a full rotation. Technically another hinge here at the shoulder, but then again, that's due to transformation. Also, all the wheels are pinned on. Or, well, no, actually, I lied. They're not all pinned on. Some of them are mushroomed, just as the front two. Bicep rotation. 90 degrees of bend at the elbow, nothing at the wrist. There is a waist rotation. Legs can go forward, can go back, can go out, not really that far. There is a thigh rotation, but you're pretty limited, actually. Like, that's really the only thing that the Studio Series version has over this guy. But even then, I feel like the small amount makes it work. 90 degrees of bend at the knee. And if you do this, you could actually get some, actual movement out of it. Hinge at the ankle. So you go back and forward, and a ball joint at the foot. So you get some okay-ish like ankle articulation, but you can get some downward tilt a lot bit more. And his gun. Come on, there we go. So yeah. So let's get these two posed up, and then I'll go to final thoughts. So yeah, honestly, I say go for the mainline one because A, it is more posable, especially in the shoulders. It may not have that much in the waist, but even then, if you can barely use it, why have it on this guy? And like, if you want one for display, I say the Studio Series is your best bet. If you want one to actually mess with and have fun with, I honestly say go for try to hunt down the mainline one. I mean, there should be some copies being sold on eBay, but I would say test your luck. I say try to find this guy for cheap. But yeah. So this has been my review, or my versus review, of Studio Series Wheeljack and Mainline Wheeljack. I hope you guys have enjoyed. We'll be taking a brief break from the Rise of the Beast reviews next week for Valentine's Day. So put your prediction down in the comment what I'm going to review, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. This is me signing out. Peace.